have the heads off, both of them, because the kit came with new head gaskets and lifters and everything. Here's all the rockers. And here's the heads. They're both brand new rebuilt heads with new valve guides and everything. So what we're doing right now is just cleaning off the motor, getting everything prepped so we can put on the new head gaskets and lifters and everything. So I got this kit for the car. It comes with lifters, a bunch of gaskets, new head bolts. I got ARP header bolts, new valve cover gaskets, new comp cams, push rods. I got a bunch of gaskets and everything for it in this kit. So I'm gonna soak the lifters in oil while we finish cleaning the block, and then I'll get back to you guys whenever we put the lifters in. Okay, so we got the block all cleaned up, ready for the lifters to go in. You see that brown? That's not rust or nothing, that's just the block coloring, but we got the head surfaces all cleaned up. So I'm gonna put in the lifters, and I'll show you guys how to put in the lifters on your F-body LT1 Firebird or Camaro cars. We got the heads all cleaned up, and if you're doing...
Give me a paper towel.
Okay.
Holy.
That idiot out of here. So if you're doing heads and you have aftermarket headers on your LT1, LT4, F-body, you know how horrible it is to change the spark plugs, the back ones. So what I recommend is when you're putting the head on, put the header on with the head, and it makes it so much easier to put the header in there and the bolts are already tight. So, okay, so we're gonna slap the new head gasket on it right now, and we're gonna put the head on. So we have the driver's side head on, torqued down, using the book, and we have the header and all the new spark plug wires and plugs. They're all ran, everything's tight on this side. So I'm gonna show you guys on this side how to put the head on and how to do everything. So stay tuned. What's up guys, welcome back to today's video, and today we are finally putting both the heads on. We're doing an EGR delete kit, and I'm gonna show you how to torque the heads on your LT1. So we're on the back of the head here, and here's the EGR delete kit I got. So it's a EGR, it's just for the exhaust to recirculate. It's for emissions. We don't need that. She's a powerhouse. So what we're gonna do is this kit comes with a small block off plate, and it just blocks that off. So no more EGR, which I think is stupid anyways. Who needs EGR? So I'll show you guys how to do that. All right, so this kit comes with the gaskets and the plates, and the plates are real nice. They look real cool, so they'll work. We'll slap that bad boy on there. Boom, deleted. So I was sitting here struggling on why I couldn't get this on there. This lovely kit didn't give me the right bolts. That's the biggest bolt they gave me, and it just slides in and out. So lovely. And then this is the smaller bolts that they gave me, and it didn't fit. It just goes straight through. So awesome. Now I gotta go get bolts, so we'll be right back. All right, it still wasn't fitting, so we whipped out the Dremel. I already made them a little bigger, but I need to go a little more. These Chinese parts, dude, I don't know what to say. All right, I got it on there. I know it looks bad right now, but Yeah, it's fine. It'll hold. Only thing that makes it look bad are these washers, but I wanted to make sure there wasn't an exhaust leak with these open holes, so. All right, already got the header on there. I'm gonna actually take that off, and I gotta weld something on it real quick. All right, the next part of our EGR delete was this pipe. This ran in the back of the intake, but this one fit perfect. Everything was good on this one, so just gotta tighten that down. That looks good. That looks, it's there. And that one goes on the back of the intake. But now that that's done and this is done, I'm gonna put this back on, throw the head on, torque it down, and then torque the other side re-down, torque them both, and then put in the lifters and then the push rods. So it's not warm outside either. It's 30 degrees right now. The low is 29. God, it is cold. Okay, we're gonna vacuum it all out, and then we're gonna throw the head on. And make sure when you're vacuuming out, getting ready to put basically any bolt in, make sure you suck out all the ports where the bolt goes in, because if there's any water in there, whenever you're tightening it down, that water has no place to go, and it can crack the block or crack whatever you're tightening down. So always make sure the tightening surface is very clean. Everything's very clean. Everything's clean, wiped down. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna zip tie this harness up out of the way. Maybe not even zip tie, but I could just throw it over this transmission. Yep. All right, perfect. Heads on. I got the front bolt and the very back bolt they're just tightened all the way in, not torqued or nothing. They're just tightened a little. I'm gonna go ahead and slap the rest of them in, torque them down to 22 foot-pounds, and I'll show you guys the sequence and everything. 67 foot-pounds on the medium ones, and 80 foot-pounds on the long ones. And these bolts I bought already came with Loctite on them, so no need to put any more. Okay, I got all the bolts ran down real quick. And so now we gotta tighten the head. You need a torque wrench, but on this motor it's so weird. They don't have a torque spec. They want you to use angle degree meter. Yeah. So what you do is instead of so you torque all the initial or all the bolts in the sequence it gives you to 22 foot-pounds, and then they say use an angle to tighten all the bolts. Don't need that. So I've read on forums online, I'm pretty sure it's like 67 for the small bolts and like 80 for the big bolts up top. So we're gonna do that. If it doesn't work out, it's just gonna get an LS. So I'll teach you guys how to torque the head down, and then we gotta put the header up in from the bottom, which that's gonna be so fun. I can't wait for that. Also, the car, I'm a victim. That hurts, dude. That stings. It is still 30 degrees outside, so it's warm. So you tighten it until it's torqued. Clicking, that's that click. So that is torqued down to 22 foot-pounds. And so now we gotta go to number 2, number 1. So if number 1 is right here, that means number 2 is right there, according to the book. The one above it. So, actually no, I'm stupid. It'd be that one. Okay, that's number 2. So we'll torque that also 22 foot-pounds. I'm gonna set up a time lapse so you guys can watch me torque all of them, but you get it. All right, I have all the bolts torqued to 22 foot-pounds. So now we're gonna go ahead and torque them the rest. I wish I just caught it on camera. Torque wrench broke. That's the 3rd one I've been on. I don't know why, I just keep finding faulty ones. So I'm gonna go buy a brand new $150 one from Napa. But I'm gonna do that tomorrow because it's way too cold today, dude. So today's Friday, we'll come back on Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully by Sunday, we could at least turn it over by the key. Probably won't run, but at least turn it over with the intake and on. So I'm gonna go buy a new torque wrench and we'll be back at it tomorrow.